Hello everyone and welcome back to another video from everyone's favorite Halo YouTuber. I'm Rehab, your favorite Halo YouTuber, and today I'm going to give you 5 BR tips in order to help you improve your aim, win more 1v1s, and just be better at Halo Infinite. And who am I, you may ask? Why should you listen to me? I wouldn't consider myself an exceptional gamer by any means, but I am currently 1708 Onyx, which is good for 371 in the world in this playlist. I was 1736, as high as 203 in the world, but unfortunately I went outside for the first time since this game came out yesterday. I was at the Flyers game, so I fell a little bit behind. Okay, so we're in training mode, and tip number 1, this is going to be the most important tip, and it's to minimize your right stick use. So you really want the aim assist to do the work for you at close range fights. When I'm losing a lot of my BR fights and I'm just like not doing well, I realize that I'm just doing too much right stick aiming. I have like a twitchy, like trying to get that last headshot flick of the right stick. You really just want to be strafing and letting the aim assist do most of the work for you, and you're just making slight adjustments with the right stick. You're just kind of trying to make sure the right stick's at the right height, and then you're kind of just letting the left stick do the aiming for you. If you see any professional player, any high level player, this is how they're aiming, right? They're not sitting there and free aim left stick tracking someone, because the strafe speed is crazy fast in this game, and it's really easy to miss your shots if you're not letting the left stick do the aiming for you. So you really just need to sit back, relax, don't get too antsy, and just let the aim assist do the aiming for you. Alright, I turned the bots up to Spartan level bots. Let's see if they strafe a little harder. See, like, he strafed pretty decently, but I just moved left to right with the left stick, let the aim assist do the work for me, and I was still able to hit all 4 shots. Okay, so tip number 2 is to have an unpredictable strafe. Now, the strafe speed is crazy fast in this game. It's absurd, actually. But the thing is, when you're really trying to throw that really fast back-to-back, I tend to make myself miss, or so it's doing more damage than actually helping me, I feel like. You don't want to be going so fast that you're barely moving, because then, like, you might as well just be standing still. And when I'm really trying to throw a hard strafe, I tend to just make myself miss, because I'm so focused on just mashing the left stick back and forth that I forget to, like, do little micro adjustments with my aimer. So I try and do like a nice medium strafe and then just switch it up, right? That being unpredictable is what's going to throw off your opponent and help you win those tight 1v1s, even if you might be down the first shot. So a nice like even left to right, but then throw in a long strafe and then cut back the other way. He's not going to be able to predict that, and obviously you know what you're about to do. You can kind of prepare for that and adjust your right stick accordingly to make sure that you aren't throwing yourself off, because like I said, you want the right stick to be doing as minimal work as possible. You want to be using the left stick, but sometimes you're down in a fight and you really need to world star the other team. Hit them with the sorry dude. Ooh. That's the best feeling in the world, right? When you're down a shot and you're able to throw a nice, hard, unpredictable strafe, and that dude just misses. And you know he's screaming on the other end of his mic, right? Best feeling in the world. Alright, so for tip number 3, it's going to be to avoid jumping in fights as much as possible. As you can see, the bots just are constantly jumping, and it just really makes them a floating target. There's no way to readjust yourself when you're in the air, right? You need to stay grounded so that you have control of what you're doing. As soon as I jump, I can kind of slow down my progress, but I have no control over where my body's going. I'm basically just a floating target, and you're gonna get headshotted every single time. There's no easier way for someone to line up a headshot on you than if you're in the air, because you have no way to change your trajectory. Unless, of course, if you have a grapple shot or if you have a thrust. But once you're in the air, you're pretty much a floating target, and they're gonna beat you every time. Jumping was really big, I feel like, in Halo 3, just because of it. I feel like it was more of like the net code and, you know, having to lead your shots that would throw people off. You'd always jump if you're like down in the fight and you're trying to throw them off for that last headshot. But in this game, I find that if I'm jumping a lot, I am probably dying a lot. And it's just one of those bad habits that I've just accumulated over the last 15 years of playing Halo, and I hate that I do it so often. I'm always like, dude, stop jumping. And I find that if I really focus on not jumping, then I tend to do a lot better in games just overall. You can see every time that these bots jump, it's just like a floating target, and I'm gonna hit those shots like 99% of the time. So avoid jumping in fights, because I just have a bad habit of doing it. I fall back into it. Even some games, like, I feel like I'm doing really well, and then all of a sudden it's like, why am I jumping? It's like a nervous tick almost, you know? You just like end up jumping for no reason, and it really tends to get you killed in gunfights. Because jumping really ties into tip number 1, you want to use your left stick to aim, because, right, like I said, you're strafing with the left stick, and then once you jump, you no longer really have control over where your body's going, so then you're stuck trying to free aim with your right stick. While I'm airborne, I have to adjust with my right stick because my left stick isn't really moving me much because I'm not grounded. So you want to make sure you're staying grounded in 1v1 gunfights. Only jump as a very last resort, I would say. I wouldn't say don't ever jump. It definitely can throw people off sometimes if they aren't expecting it, but just generally, I try to avoid jumping as much as possible. Okay, so tip number 4 is going to be your reticle placement / centering on the screen, right? So, if you ever look at players that are that good, you know, you might think that they know exactly where someone is, you know, like they're cheating through the wall. But their reticle placement is so perfect that they always get the first shot. And getting the first shot is the first step in winning a 1v1, right? Obviously, once you have the first shot, you have the advantage, and then from there on out, it's your fight to lose. So what pros do very well, and what I try and focus on a lot in my gameplay, is that they center their reticle, right? And their reticle is where a player's going to be. You don't want to be running up to this doorway, right? I'm not going to run up to garage with my reticle down here, right? A lot of bad players, they'll be running around like this, or like maybe up here, you know? You want that reticle to be where a Spartan's gonna be as you turn a corner. If you know someone's right at Blue Bend, right? You want to approach it kind of like this, so that once you turn that corner, your reticle's right on the enemy Spartan. You don't want to turn the corner like this, or like this, you know? Like looking up, and then you have to try and frantically get your right stick aimed at the Spartan. You want to have that ready to go so that you get that first shot in a gunfight. The best players, you know, are popping this corner like that. They're ready to aim in. They're already aimed in at the other team when they turn the corner. And that's going to give them that first shot. That's why professional players and the best players that you run into, they seem like they're impossible to kill because they're always so ready to win that fight. And to go along with that, at medium and longer ranges, you just really need to make sure that your reticle is centered on the head when you're trying to get that final headshot. There's a lot of times where I'm like, bro, I am shooting this guy in the head. My like aimer is red and I'm not getting the headshot. And I feel like at longer medium ranges, you really need to make sure that the very center of the reticle is at the Spartan's head. Because I played a lot of Halo 5 leading up to this game coming out, right? And Halo 5 has crazy bullet magnetism, and this game does not. Bullet magnetism, for you guys who don't know, is basically just like how much the bullets kind of go towards the target. In Halo 5, there's like shots where it's like, I wasn't really aiming at his head, but the game gave me the headshot, right? That's because the bullet magnetism kind of pulls the bullet towards players. This game seems to have like almost no bullet magnetism. So you need to make sure that your reticle, the very center of the reticle, is what's hitting the players. Because like I said, for a 4-shot, you need all 12 bullets to hit. And I feel like at longer ranges, if your reticle is not directly centered on him, then like maybe 2 of the 3 will hit and you won't get that full 4-shot, you won't get the headshot, And it can be really frustrating because I kind of sit there feeling like, damn, are my shots not counting? Like, what's wrong with this game? And like, I just need to really focus up and make sure not only that my reticle's on the head for that final headshot, but making sure that like the center of the reticle is on his head, right in the middle of those 4 lines, right where the grapple shot yellow dot is. You want to make sure that is where you have on their head for your final headshot at longer to medium ranges. And my final tip for the day is going to be, do not be afraid to back down. I feel like when I'm just mindlessly playing, I have a tendency to just be over challenging a lot. Basically, I go into each fight like, hey, I'm going to kill you or you're going to kill me, but that's how this is ending, right? And better players do not do that. That is not how you should be playing. You want to really value your life. Obviously, you want to always be staying close to cover and always have a way out. A lot of the times when I'm dying a lot, it's because I'm getting in gunfights just in the middle of the open, right? There's no escape for me. Like, if I'm right there, fighting there, there's pretty much no escape. But if I try to get down here, if I try to run down here, he's going to kill me before I get there just because how far I have to travel for that. So basically, you just want to always have a way out and do not be afraid to just back down. There's nothing wrong with putting 2 shots into someone and then getting cover. If I'm not really into it, like in a competitive mindset, but I still want to play, I feel like I tend to just, you know, I'm running out here. This is a dead zone. You're going to die if you're out here, right? Anyone turns this corner, by the time I get into here, I'm dead. So you don't really want to get caught out. You kind of want to always have some cover. There's nothing wrong with 2 shots on them, run away. Valuing your life is one of the most important parts of Halo, and I'm telling you that as someone that really falls into the bad habit of not doing it enough. So put 2 shots in, back down. Hopefully, you know, your teammate can clean up that kill. He cleaned it up. Thank you. See? 2 shots. No one's over there, so obviously he's not going to die. But you get the point, right? Don't challenge to the death because a lot of lesser skilled players always tend to do it, myself included. I do it literally all the time, and it's something that I really try and work on when I'm playing. And those are 5 BR tips to help you improve your aim, win more 1v1s, and just do better in Halo Infinite. I hope you guys enjoyed. If this helped, maybe consider leaving a like, hit subscribe for more content. I'm putting up videos every single day, so I hope you guys tune in for the next one. I've also been live streaming 6, 7, 8, 9 hours a day on Twitch over at twitch.tv/rehabsforquitters. Link in the description below. Maybe you'll come check it out, come talk to me, and we can get better at Halo together. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Later.